All right, folks, how you doing today? Matt Delaney here with Daily College Football. Hope you're doing well. Today might be the last game for Les Miles. We don't know for sure, but there is a bowl game as well. I'm sure on the horizon. I just want to say one thing. The LSU media, the Baton Rouge media, and New Orleans media has been really tough on Les Miles, especially reporting, but there are some reporters out there, commentators, who have been very generous. Matt Moscona, very generous, very nice towards Les Miles and his thoughts and what he says on his radio talk show. And then Jacques Doucet, Channel 9 News. And, could have been times where they could have really asked Les some really tough questions, but they didn't. They didn't. They're very compassionate. And Mr. Kleinpeter as well of NOLA.com, and there's a slight few out there. I know Monday when I was at the luncheon, there was people, the reporters there, and I'd say half of the room was, they were definitely after Les Miles. The other half was real quiet. But anyway, I just want to clarify that. I know I mentioned that Baton Rouge media and New Orleans media was really tough on Les Miles. You have to give credit where credit's due. Matt Moscona and Jacques Doucet were very, very, very compassionate. And Mr. Kleinpeter too. And there's other people that have not said anything. And I never seen anything unfold in the media like this. I mean, I been around football for a long time, and I just never seen this take place. Not like this. And you know, football is not supposed to be decided in newspapers. It's supposed to be decided on the field. I know Monday when I was in the luncheon, I asked some of the reporters, "Hey, you ever played sports? You ever played football?" One person said something. I think it was Ross Dillinger from NOLA.com. He told me he played basketball, and I respected that. I definitely respected that. I played football, high school. I ran track and cross country. I could run a 50-yard post pattern for a touchdown anytime. I mean, I had great hands, and also I played semi-pro basketball in California. Tried out for 3 ABA teams, so I played on some really good. I wouldn't say pro level, but there's a lot of, even during the Pro Am League, there's Jason Kidd was there, Gary Payton. This is in San Francisco, California, Northern California. And even when I tried out for an ABA team, there's European players there, 4-year ride scholarship players. And I tried out for the LA Pro Am League about 3 times as well, which was fun. But I could play. I could play basketball and I could play football and softball, and then I redshirted at University of San Francisco for baseball back in '97. So I played sports. If you're going to comment or write about sports, you have to at least play the game. You can't just write about it all the time. You can if you want, but you don't really have a whole lot of credibility. You really don't. I'm sure they know somewhat what they're talking about, but it helps to play the game. Even today with the ESPN reporters, there's a lady today who said, talking to Dabo Sweeney, you're going to let it fly. SE's going to let it fly on you today. You better watch out. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Clemson's defense is really, 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 really good, especially their secondary. You're over here telling the coach you're going to let it fly. They're going to let it fly. And their record is really bad. I'm sorry, South Carolina, they're done. Completely done. And if they score 14 points, I'll be surprised. But to make a comment like that, and I can see the games played in South Carolina, and Clemson's coming on the field right now, but why, think about what you say before you say it. Some of these reporters, they don't know what they're talking about. They just want to say stuff just to say stuff. Clemson's 11-0 right now. South Carolina's 3-8. So go figure, And actually, they are playing pretty decent. But they're not throwing the ball a whole lot. I'm sure eventually they will, but if you do that you're going to open yourself up to, being intercepted. But When you're on TV and you're talking to the probably one of the best coaches in the, oh, Clemson just shanked the punt. You're talking to one of the best coaches in the nation. You're gonna tell him that, oh, they're gonna let it fly. Now watch Clemson go and South Carolina go and score 4 or 5 touchdowns, and they do let it fly and they win the game. So, and then I guess I would be the fool, but that's not happening. No, that's not happening. So, I know people want to make a spotlight of themselves and say this and that. And what is it with this world today? I mean, we all want to become famous. Well, who's gonna cook? Who's gonna change your tires? Who's gonna do this? Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna paint your house? Who's gonna put roofs on your house? South Carolina looks kind of okay right now. They just picked up a first down. They're at midfield. But who's going to do all that stuff? We all can't become famous. We can't. And all these kids today, high school kids, they all think they're going to become famous. No, that's not happening. They don't even want to hit the books. They don't want to study. And I know we're going off the subject on football, but these are things that need to be brought up. Because, we all can't become famous. No. Mm-mm. Somebody's got to decide to cook the meals, make the chickens, the turkeys on Thanksgiving, gift wrap the presents. Who's going to do all that stuff? Hey, look at South Carolina, man. The quarterback just took off running. Very inspirational. But my hat's off to some of the Baton Rouge media, NOLA media, who definitely were very respectful towards Les Miles. And Les Miles deserves a lot of respect. He really does. Being 110 wins and 31 losses in the SEC the last 11 years, that's pretty darn good. Not too many SEC coaches can. I think Mark Richt might compare to that. He's not won any championships. Les has won one title. Nick Saban, of course, he can compare to that. There's only 3 coaches in the SEC that can really compare, 2 coaches in the SEC that could really compare to Les Miles, and that would be Mark Richt and also Nick Saban. But Gary Pinkel's had a nice run too as well. But Gus Malzahn, he's did quite well, but this year's really. And then today, Alabama's going to pound on them. It's going to, I'm sure they're going to have them in the game a little bit, but no, that's not even going to happen. And other predictions, I got LSU over A&M today, 24-14, and they carry Les Miles off the field, of course, like Dead Poet Society, or after you win a championship, like Rudy. Now that's impressive. I look forward to being at the game, and it should be a good game. It should be a fun game. I hope it's not too cold. I'm gonna wear a short sleeve shirt and actually shorts too. But thank you very much for listening to this YouTube post. And South Carolina, they are not looking too shabby. They're looking, very good, very good, very good. I'm very impressed right now, but they're not throwing the ball like that reporter said, like she said they were. Go watch some film, hot dog, before you make comments to Dabo Sweeney about throwing the ball. Some of these reporters, they can't even kick a ball, throw a ball. How about even catch a ball? And I am talking about the Barbie dolls. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Probably break their nails. But I tell you what, there is one girl that I knew from Seattle, Lacey Aubrey. Boy, she can catch. I remember we were watching the Super Bowl about 5 years ago. Yeah, about 5 years ago at our house in Indio, California. And a big old Super Bowl party. And, I come out with my Joe Montana jersey on. And I'm tossing the football up in the air and stuff. And she goes, pick me. And I'm like, what do you mean pick me? She goes, yeah, let's go play catch. And she's got nails. And she's throwing spirals. She's throwing the ball harder. I wouldn't say harder than I was, but she was zipping them. And then she was catching them too. I was throwing them back to her, across the yard, of course. But it was so funny. I was like, "Are you kidding me? This woman can throw the football and catch the football, and man, what a trooper! I mean, she'd throw the football better than some of the brothers in that Super Bowl party. Brothers meaning in church, but yeah, I tell you what, I was very impressed. My hats off to her, Lacey Aubrey. I hope that's her last name. Yeah. But anyway, I believe she's in Spain right now, and she's about to get married or something of that nature. So, yeah, there you go. And hope all's well today for everyone. I got the Sooners today by 3 over Oklahoma State, 38-35. Stanford over Notre Dame, of course. No, it should be a tough game. UCLA beats USC. And Mississippi State wins out today and whoops Ole Miss because Ole Miss had their bowl last week against LSU. So Dak takes that game today. He's going to throw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, he's going to have a heck of a day. Maybe rush for 2 because that Ole Miss defense is not going to be able to stop him at all. So I better go now. It's up to 11 minutes. We've been talking for quite some time here. Have a great day in sports, and Daily College Football signing off.